Hello, Leo. Elsie here to do your reading. It is for the week ahead, Leo. If you're looking for energy for this week, look no further than the sneak peek at the end of this reel. But this is going to be for the week ahead. How are you, my fire family? I hope you are well. We are doing a 9-card draw this week, Leo. So if you have a placement in Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or Jupiter, there may be something here for you in this read. Let's find out what's going on for you, my little fire family. Tell me about Leo. Tell me about Leo. We've got the Queen of Wands in the reverse. We've got the Ace of Cups. We've got the Justice card. It feels like you didn't act on something because you knew that if you did, it would throw you off balance. Something here surprised you. And I feel like it felt, the emotion that it created felt surprising. I feel like you thought that you found something rare, like a pearl, but I think that the emotion that you felt about the situation, I feel was too scary for you. Like it was overflowing. It feels like the heart space was popped open, the heart chakra pops open, but the Queen of Wands isn't taking action. This person, it felt too risky for you. Being in the Ace of Cups energy with all this emotion running everywhere was way too risky for you. So I think you backed away in favor of keeping your balance. I think you were justified in backing away from something or not pursuing it. You didn't pursue it, even though it felt good, but I think that's what sort of scared you a bit, I think. It feels like the Justice card is telling me that you need some justice in something. Something needs to be made right. And it feels like you've been holding back or not moving forward, or it feels also like you don't want to take a risk. I don't want to have to deal with all the emotions of all of this. It feels like somebody here has a really hard time processing emotions. We've got the King of Cups. Yep, there's the one that's keeping everything under the surface, right? I feel like you are a person who does not show people what is going on the surface. That's an absolute no. No. Absolute no. We've got the Judgment card in the reverse, and therefore you get very misjudged. I think someone misjudged your heart space. They probably didn't know that you had a hard time bringing your feelings to the surface. I feel like you gave somebody the feeling like you weren't interested, or you had no feelings for them. But I really think it was the opposite. I think that you were so focused on trying to keep your emotions in check and not fall in love or not really like it or not have all of the emotions. I'm doing this because in my mind's eye, Charlie is showing me somebody who's taken the cap off of a Sprite. Actually, it's in a glass bottle and it sort of fizzed everywhere. I was doing that. So it feels like what was underneath the surface for you, Leo, was something that you felt that you had to keep the lid on. Because if you did let it go, it would be everywhere. And I think people misjudge you like that all the time. When you don't step forward and you don't show them emotion, well, what are they supposed to think, Leo? You come up with this very even temper, someone who doesn't give anybody anything on the surface, and you feel justified in doing it. But I feel like the Judgment card being at the heart of the matter here tells me I get misjudged all the time. People judge me because I don't show them or don't give them what they want, what they're trying to provoke out of me on the surface. Tell me more. We've got the Ace of Pentacles, and it feels like somebody here probably wanted you to invest in them. They wanted to begin with you. It feels like they wanted to begin something. It does feel though that you hit them with the swords. You seem disinterested. At the time, I feel like you seemed disinterested, but I think it was you were trying to keep a cap on your emotions. The Justice card tells me that I think that you want to make something right because you feel a type of way about somebody misjudging you, taking things wrong. That's not the way I am. I'm actually quite deep. Tell me more. We've got the Emperor. Got the Four of Swords. You want to make something clear. You want to make something clear here. Look, the Emperor has just showed up, and it's with the King of Cups and the Queen of Wands. I think this tells us really all we need to know. I feel you're a person who is carrying many things. You could have been a single parent. Maybe you are, or maybe that's past tense. It feels like you were carrying everything. Everything was on your shoulders. You were doing it all by yourself, and I feel like you just did not have another sliver of time on your plate to offer to anyone else. The only way that I feel you can get through everything that you were carrying is to stay clear, let them misjudge me. I've got to keep it all together. I really do feel that that's the reason why you hold back, why you don't take risks, no big bold moves, because I hold the empire. And if I get out of sorts emotionally, or I start taking risks, something here is going to fall off the shelf, or it's going to implode. So let people misjudge me. I really do feel that this tells me what was going on at the time that you were trying to hold your emotions underneath the surface. I think you want to be clear with somebody that you did bond with them, or you enjoyed your time with them. It feels like you want to make something right. The Ace of Pentacles tells me that maybe we can plant a seed again, or maybe we can at least be civil with each other in the 3D. Maybe we can be friends. This is practical energy. This is not love energy. It's practical energy. Maybe we can be friends. Maybe we can go out for a coffee. Maybe we can get to know each other again. But it feels like you want to make somebody clear, make it clear to someone that you do have feelings, or that you did appreciate their investment in wanting to get to know you intimately. We're going to put 2 cards down here. We're going to see what's under the surface that you can't see just yet. We've got the Page of Swords. So possibly you're watching this person. You could be watching them, studying them, watching their movements possibly. Maybe you're finding that out from whatever they do for a living. Look, maybe they work in your neighborhood, or it could be online somewhere possibly, but it feels like you do observe from a distance and you're still up in your head. There's something here that worries you. It feels like you don't know what the situation is now, because maybe it's been a year. Maybe it's been some time that has passed here. For some of you, maybe it's a couple of months. I feel like the 8 of Swords tells me that you're sort of feeling as though your hands are tied. That you're not really sure if you hurt this person as much as you're feeling hurt. It feels like you think about them all the time. Maybe at night, got sort of a dark sort of energy, like the sky is dark, feels like things are dark here. It feels like with the 8 of Swords that you are stuck in this loop of thinking about them. So I think when you think about them, you have some way of accessing to watch what they're doing. So that may be somewhere on social media. Or maybe that you have a mutual friend. Could be that. Maybe you're, hey, how's so-and-so doing? So I feel like you held back from taking a leap of faith into this brand new beginning with the Ace of Cups, because I feel like all the emotions you felt really surprised you. And it probably scared you just a little bit, because you're used to being able to comfortably sit with your feelings under the surface. I feel like this person, you had a special connection to them, and they provoked this emotional overwhelm that you went through. I don't think you expected that your heart chakra was going to pop open. The 6 of Cups tells me that this person is kind and loving, and they reminded you of someone in the past who was that way with you. This feels like we do have a nostalgic connection. It could be a soulmate connection. It could feel like that, but it almost feels like a compassionate, loving, I want to take care of you. Somebody wanted to nurture you, Leo. We've got the Star. This person may have told you they manifested you. I think that you felt really wanted, cared for, attracted. I feel like you think about them all the time. Look, the 3 of Wands, even though time has passed, I think that's what the water means here. Emotional time has passed. It feels like when you think about it, you're picturing yourself waiting for someone else to show up. You're picturing the perfect meeting. I think you still think about this person, and they still seem like you think about them as, what if in the future we bumped into each other again? It does feel like this person had a profound effect on you, And tell me why you wouldn't show them your feelings. Hang on. It's a whole chunk. Tell me why you wouldn't show them your feelings. Because it felt like you really, I'm going to say it was a bit of a struggle, but I feel like you felt you couldn't show them the depth of who you were or who you are. We've got the Ace of Wands in the reverse. We've got the Ace of Swords. And we do have the Five of Pentacles. You know what it is? I think you split when they made you feel something. I feel like with this Ace of Wands in the reverse, that I wasn't ready. I feel like I'm saying that on your behalf. I feel like you weren't ready. Ace of Wands is in the reverse. I didn't have enough energy. I really do feel that your life was overwhelming you at the time. You were probably dealing with a lot of emotional things that were very deeply rooted. You felt very disconnected from your emotions. And I don't think you could verbalize it. The Ace of Swords is here. I think you realized it, but you couldn't verbalize it. I think that you slowly faded off into the distance. I don't think anybody put you out. I think that the Five of Pentacles is telling me that I just needed to detach from my emotions. Somebody here made you feel so much it scared you. And I feel as though you backed off because I think that you might have been in it for the passion, but the Ace of Wands being in the reverse is like, I got to stop this, or they're going to want to start talking about feelings, and I don't want to do that. I think you detached from the situation. Tell me why the Ace of Pentacles is here. We've got the Ten of Wands, planting a new seed, or starting something new, something real, something you knew you wouldn't be able to back out of. I feel is what weighed heavy on you, or what still might weigh heavy on you. The Eight of Wands, right? It feels like it still might weigh heavy on you. We've got the Page of Cups, and we've got the Ten of Swords. Tell you what, I feel like somebody was ghosted. Ten of Swords tells me, without warning, I just let go. I released you. Surprising, like it feels like it was surprising. I just released it. Because I think what was weighing heavy on you is somebody wanted something more from you than what you were willing to give, or what you could afford to give at the time. And that could be time, energy, effort, or money. But, you know, the Emperor doesn't have to really worry about money. This person just doesn't have time. I think that your plate was so full that you knew that if you got in deeper with somebody here, that it wasn't going to work. You could already anticipate or know in the future that this was not going to work, because I cannot sacrifice the Empire for a love relationship at this time. Tell me about the Four of Swords. I think that if you're cross-watching here, you misunderstood the whole situation. But listen, I think you only were able to make a decision for yourself based on the information Leo gave you, which wasn't a whole lot, which was, I'm attracted to you, I'm passionate about you, but I'm holding back. But here I am again, but I'm holding back. Like it feels like it was a back and forth thing, that you didn't see each other all the time. And when you were with Leo, if I'm talking to the cross-watcher, when you were with Leo, they felt deep as the ocean. And you could feel it, but they couldn't show it. But there was a deep connection between you. We've got the Six of Wands. We've got the Seven of Swords in the reverse now, with the Four of Cups in the reverse. What is this about? I feel like I think that you, Leo, you did love the attention that this person gave you. It feels like a confession. To me, it feels like you want to see this person like one more time, or have a conversation with them, because it feels like now you're in a different place. You're in a far more healed place with the Four of Swords here. You have gained clarity about the Two of Cups. And I feel that there was somebody here who gave you a lot of attention. Like I said, I feel like what scared you, Leo, is that somebody was doting and kind and loving. And it reminded you of somebody who was really beautiful to you in the past. And it feels like it was probably somebody who was older, like a grandmother or a mother or a grandfather. Like it was reminiscent of somebody who really loved me from the depths of who they were, unconditionally. And I think that's what scared you. The Seven of Swords is here. I think you want to be honest with somebody here about, like, you really made me feel like I mattered, because we have the Six of Wands, right? That is Leo energy. You made me feel like I was the only one in the room, like nobody else was there, like nobody else mattered. It feels like this person was probably one of the very few people who was able to pull you out of your comfort zone. And I think that you want to tell them that. I think that you also want to tell them that the amount of time we touched each other emotionally, it mattered. It stayed with you because the Six of Cups is here. It stayed with you. It's still in your memory bank. All right, we've got the Knight of Pentacles. It feels like a really long time since you've seen them or talked with them. We've got the Death card here, but that's about to change. Transformation is coming. I feel like you've got your hand, your finger on the send. It feels like you're just about to hit send because the Page of Pentacles is here, or you're just about to drop the letter in the mail or the card in the mail or send something to their house to see if they still live there, if they accept the delivery. It feels like the Page of Pentacles in the reverse tells me someone is on the verge of sending a message or giving some sort of a gift or an opportunity. So it feels like you want to end the time apart. Somebody here wants to end the time apart because I've changed. So much has changed. I've been on this really long journey for the last year or two. We've got just 2 pentacles here, right? I've been on this really long journey for this last year or two, and I want to tell you about it. I'm not really worried about how you feel or think about me anymore, but a realization has come that it's too quiet and I miss you. Like it feels like somebody is thinking about you in the silence. When things get really quiet, there it is, the emotions come up. So I feel like somebody either is thinking about you or thinking about them. I'm going to say from what I'm feeling here, Leo, I feel like it was you that backed away. I feel like you had too much on your plate. It wasn't anything that you really had control over. I think that there was so much going on in your life at the time. You knew that if you entertained opening this up to a new beginning, that it was not going to work. Somebody was going to get hurt or disappointed, or somebody was going to feel betrayed, and I don't think that's what you wanted to do. But instead of saying it, Ace of Swords, you just backed away. I feel like you just backed away, and then that's why the Judgment card is here. We're going to go into the extended, and we're going to talk more about this because we got to talk about all these things here. We're going to talk about all of these things. If you're interested in coming into the extended, then please look at the pinned comment. You will see that there is a link there for the membership area, which is where I put all of the extendeds. If you're interested in a private reads are open. I do pre-recorded reads as well as doing reads that are live. So if you're interested in a live reading or a pre-recorded reading, please hit that link to Hypsee and go take a nose around my page there to see what my prices are, what my schedule is like. If you want to do a live readings are always on sale. I'm now going to go to the extended, and if you want to be in the extended, you know how to get there. And if you don't, that's cool, because I'll be back, because I'm always back. Thank you, Leo. Take care. Bye-bye.